dismiss history at our peril.
Liberty Nation Radio with Mark Angelides.
Hello and welcome to Liberty Nation Radio, heard coast to coast on the Radio America Network, my flagship station in the nation's capital, WWRC in Washington, D.C. I'm your host, Mark Angelides. On today's show, we're running the gauntlet on all the hot topics of the week. It's going to be quite the show. Please do remember, Liberty Nation Radio is sponsored by LibertyNation.com. You can access podcasts, breaking news, analysis, and a range of biting and brilliant shows to whet your appetite for freedom and your fondness for the great American Constitution. And you're here on Liberty Nation Radio, heard coast to coast on the Radio America Network. I'm your host, Mark Angelides. We're very fortunate to have with us Liberty Nation's senior political analyst and longtime host of this here radio show. You know him, you love him, Mr. Tim Donner. Thanks for coming back in, Tim.
Thank you, Mark. Always good to be here.
So we have so much to cover this week because the country has exploded into predictable madness in so many ways that there's an element of worry with a veneer of high entertainment, as far as I'm concerned, Tim. And the one of the main aspects of that is directly related to a fantastic, not that I'm saying that this fantastic article that you've written is to blame for that, but it does highlight quite, although maybe...
That's a relief. That's a relief.
You'll find out when they haul you before the courts. And it's really about... Well, let's say what it is. It's a Trumpian political skill of getting the Democratic Party, the elected Democrats, to defend the indefensible. Give us your thesis here, Tim.
Well, I've written a piece on this on LibertyNation.com called "The Trump Trap," and basically, what it says is that Donald Trump has definitely developed political skills of great magnitude. He has the ability to lead. He has the ability and the willingness to do things that typical politicians won't. He had the willingness to drop tons of bunker busters on the Iranian nuclear facilities, to fire tens of thousands of federal employees who were just contributing to the same old, tired swamp, deep state in Washington. We all know of his political skill, but I would argue that one of the greatest political skills, and I think greatest that he's developed, is to take the reality that the left is so deranged by him that it provides an opening for him to tempt them and draw them into taking entirely indefensible positions. So most recently, by ascending the National Guard into D.C. and reducing crime, stopping murders for a period of 12 days until there was finally a break in it. And so many other things. Trump has said, you know what? They hate me. They'll always hate me. They'd hate me if I walked on water. They'd say I couldn't swim.
It's the anti-Sissy Spacek.
It's insecure.
They hate me. They really hate me.
Yes, it's true. The cure for Trump derangement syndrome has not yet been discovered. And so therefore, the only thing the left can do is to oppose everything that Trump favors. And so Trump has focused on these 80-20 or 90-10, or as he likes to call them, 97-3 issues, like reducing crime in America's major cities. And he's forced them to defend criminals. He has forced them to defend criminal, illegal aliens. Do you realize how insane it is to uphold Kilmore Abrego Garcia as an icon of your party, of your movement? It beggars belief, honestly, Mark. But his ability to force them into, because nobody wants to be the first Democrat to say, you know what, Trump has a point. You know what, Trump is right. Crime is
Yeah.
a problem. You know what? Trump is right. We're better off without human traffickers and rapists and murderers who are here illegally being in the country. So he has forced the Democrats to double down on the very things that caused them to get wiped out in the November 2024 election. And I don't see any end in sight, Mark. I don't see a single issue on which Democrats will say, you know what, he did a good job on that. They've said nothing about the 5 peace deals that he has set across the world between traditional enemies. They haven't supported basically trashing Iran's nuclear capabilities. They haven't supported the fact that the border is now secure. They haven't supported anything that among the issues that are most popular with the American people. So the Trump trap it's a honeypot. Come on in and be my guest, oppose everything I'm doing, because it just increases my own standing, or more likely just diminishes their own. Although given that Democrats are less popular than any time in decades, certainly any time this entire century, and we're a quarter of the way through the century, there's no break in sight. I mean, the latest one was the Democratic meeting going on in Minneapolis, where
I was going to bring this.
Yes. When the woman said, "Don't take the bait, don't admit that migrant crime is
carjacking." She said
carjackings. Americans don't care about carjackings. Americans. I live in the capital area near Washington, D.C. And sure, I'll go into D.C. and if someone carjacks me, I don't care. It's just the cost of doing business. I mean, I think of the J.D. Vance retort during the campaign where Kristen Welker of NBC said, I think it was her, might have been the clone on ABC, the anti-Trump Sunday talk show host, where she goes, no, Aurora, Colorado, it's not a big problem that criminal illegals have taken over apartment complexes.
It's only one.
It's only 5.
Oh, only 5. Yeah.
It's only 5. And I'll say the same thing that J.D. Vance said. Do you hear what you're saying?
Yeah. Do you hear what you're saying? So it's so strange though, because the lady we're talking about at the summer DNC session, do you know what she said that voters across America care about? Mental health. And you know what? Mental health is a concern, but I think people's mental health might naturally get better if they didn't have to worry about criminality. They didn't have to worry about getting killed or robbed when they're going to work or taking their kids to school.
Well, the problem is we're not mentally healthy because we have our own pandemic. It's called Trump derangement syndrome, and there's no cure for it, right? So it's pretty rich for a party that is riven, that is dominated, that is defined by abject hatred of Donald Trump to say, we need help with mental health. I would use a form of the expression, physician, heal thyself. Leftists, heal yourselves before you talk to us about mental health.
And on that note, we're going to be back with Tim Donner after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
We dismiss history at our peril.
Liberty Nation Radio with Mark Angelides.